The Truth Girls.
Hi everyone, it's Sonia here. I want to give you a little update because I think I may have figured out what is going on with Wayfair, or at least part of it. Yeah, it looks like, something strange, probably illegal is going on. But anyway, I want to give you the whole story of what I found in the meantime, so bear with me. Please, before I start, I just want to remind you, please like me on Facebook. Thank you for subbing to my backup, Truth Girls TV. Thank you for supporting my channel on Patreon if you like my videos. That's patreon.com/thetruthgirls. All right, let's start with this. It's an article from Meow, which is not like the most reputable site, but just on the subject of what people are talking about regarding Wayfair. After Wayfair, Amazon accused of child trafficking as e-commerce giant lists pillows for as much as $10,000. So basically what happened after it started with Wayfair was people realized it's not just Wayfair. Wayfair, Amazon, and eBay, and others. I'm not sure which others, but definitely is at least Amazon and eBay. So here they give an example of Eliza silk down pillow, which was selling for $10,233. So again, very suspicious. And another thing that people were suspicious of, by the way, the listing is still there, but the product is no longer for sale. It says currently unavailable. Not all the suspicious listings have been taken down. Here is a Jiachi large office boss desk, which sells for over $11,000. Now, what people found suspicious about this was not only the price, but the fact that a girl named Po Jiachi had been missing in Singapore since 2017. So they put together that maybe this desk had something to do with this girl. So what they did was they looked her up in Yandex, and when they found these images, became very suspicious. Thing about these images, though, is if you mouse over them, you find that they're labeled Chi Li Jia. So the way a search engine works, if some of the terms match, you're going to get some results. But it doesn't say Po Jia Chi, it says Chi Li Jia. So it looks like it could just be that this other girl's name matches some of the criteria when you look up Po Jia Chi. And also, Po Jia Chi herself does show up as herself on Yandex when you do this search. What do you think? Does Chi Li Jia and Po Jia Chi, do they look like the same girl to you? Personally, I think there are some pretty big differences, such as the shape of the eyes. People have actually contacted the seller of this Jiachi desk and straight up asked them, what makes this worth $11,000? Are you guys doing something illegal here? FBI will be interested in checking this out. And the seller actually responded. They said that because of the type of desk it is, it's actually worth that much money. Anyway, they say the product is good, it's shipped from China, and it's accurately priced. Someone else asked, does the missing child Po Jiachi come with this desk? And the seller actually answered, dear customer, we only sell tables and cabinets. It is not clear what you mean. This desk looks crazy expensive to me. I can't understand why it would go for that much. But so far there's no proof that that missing girl from Singapore has anything to do with the desk. Let's be real. It looks suspicious. We don't know what they're up to. But we can't prove it has anything to do with that girl. But on the whole, there is something going on, and I'm going to show you why I believe that. So what people were suspicious also was because of the reviews, such as the ones associated with this pillow being sold on Amazon. So if we go to reviews, here's one. Okay, this was from the 10th of July. I ordered this for my travels to the mysterious bungalow in the Arctic where I do my nefarious deals. Unfortunately, a single thread from this pillow came loose and I was left with no choice but to throw it in the river. Unacceptable. I shall fire my butler for this foolish order. Obviously, that is a fake review by someone who knows about what people are talking about. But for some reason, I had seen that one, or the first part of it, quoted on Reddit as if someone was taking it seriously. But these reviews here are not serious, but they are really, really funny, some of them. And this isn't the main thing I want to show you, but just on a side note, there's this really hilarious story here about someone who says that they were like working in a trailer park and they worked really, really hard to collect all the money for the pillow. I went to the manager of the trailer park that I live in with my moms and was able to make an extra $35 a month doing odd jobs, doing odds and ends around here. I started giving pit bull baths and picking up after them because nobody minds their animals here. Anyway, a whole bunch of funny stuff, and people, for some reason, people thought some of these reviews were serious, but look, there's some really hilarious reviews up online on Amazon. I recommend that if you like to read weird reviews, you'd go check out the customer review for See You in Hell Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. It's a guy who like ate the gummy bears, sugar-free gummy bears, and then took his exam. By question 14, my worst fear was upon me. The Satan bear's burning hot liquidy dark magic crashed against my anal sphincter like a tidal wave. I was able to close the hatch just in time, but those relentless toxic bears beat against it like orcs breaking down the doors of Helm's Deep. Yeah, I think that some people who are into creative writing, when they don't have another outlet for it, they write crazy reviews on Amazon. Alright, so here's another thing. This business about Yandex continues. People saying that they put the SKU codes into Yandex and they get pictures of women and girls. Like this two-piece cactus wall decor selling for almost $100,000. If you put those numbers into Yandex, you're supposed to get these girls. I tried putting those exact same numbers from the cactus thing into Yandex and I got watches. That is all I got. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe by now they've covered their tracks. I had tried that with another one. Somebody had posted on Twitter, Allison 5-shelf storage cabinet selling for $16,000. They said that they put the numbers in and they got some really weird pictures, and I decided to try this Yandex thing for myself. So I took the SKU code from this Allison 5-shelf storage cabinet and I put it in Yandex, and I got pictures of men dressed normally and women just like modeling outdoor clothing and watches. And I thought maybe I hadn't done it right, so I tried it a whole bunch of different ways. I'm gonna try one more time with SRC. Yeah, I just get more watches. And another number that I put in, it said, it looks like the search requests sent from your IP addresses are automated, and they wanted me to put a number in, but at that point I was like, you know what, I don't want to get involved. Anyhow, I was not able to find odd pictures on Yandex by doing the searches. And the reviews on those products are just totally bogus creative writing projects. But here is the thing, okay? Like that stuff aside, something really weird is going on. And like I said, it's on Amazon as well as Wayfair. It's also on eBay. It's also on Etsy. I've also heard Poshmark. And I think I know what it is. It just suddenly occurred to me. I think this is money laundering. What they're laundering the money for, I don't know. I mean, it could be drugs, it could be gambling, it could be prostitution, it could be trafficking. It could be, you know, we don't really know, but apparently this is exactly how people launder money online. Like I just had this hunch. Well, this is kind of how people launder money in real life. They set up a front, then they record legitimate purchases, but they're not really for what they say it's for. It was like, you know, you sold somebody a bunch of drugs and then you claim that they bought a couch from you or whatever. So you can do that in real life. But you can also do this online, and apparently that is exactly what people do. So there are a couple of interesting articles here on the secrets of online money laundering. Well, where they'll show you how it works, complete with a little visual that explains how you have, you know, a registered merchant, which would be, for example, eBay or Etsy or Poshmark or Wayfair or whatever, and an unknown merchant. And the gateway payment, and the payment provider, that's online. So it's really like they're funneling black market money through a legitimate front business. And it's possible Wayfair wouldn't even know. I mean, you'd think they would. But like Etsy and Poshmark and all them, anyone who puts up a site like that, they might not know every single listing that's out there. eBay, I mean, there's tons of listings. So if somebody on eBay is offering to sell something for, $100 or $100,000 or whatever, it doesn't mean that eBay themselves are in on it. Because, if you were a drug dealer and you set up an eBay account and you say you're selling something, how is eBay really going to know what you're actually selling? You might be selling the drugs in person and then making the person pay for them online through eBay, right? So here they explain how tens of thousands of transaction launderers are embedded inside the legitimate payment ecosystem. Marketplaces, payment facilitators, and acquiring banks. So this is exactly how people who are doing things on the black market funnel their money into a legitimate pathway so it can get into their bank and they can account for it and use it. And there's another article here, how common money laundering techniques work on eBay. So money laundering is the process of creating the appearance that large amounts of money obtained from serious crimes such as drug trafficking or terrorist activity originated from a legitimate source. So that's another thing. Like, people can set these up and have money come in and then use it to fund, they could be funding anything, right? Like they said here, it could be terrorist activity even. How it works on eBay. Money laundering schemes have made their way to the internet. Online sales are tracked. PayPal sends sellers a $10.99K if these two conditions are met. $20,000 in sales, take a note of that. 200 items sold. Under these rules, some sellers are exempt from receiving a tax document from the government, so some sales on eBay can stay under the radar, so to speak. Let's say Jim is a customer who wants to buy something illegal such as drugs, stolen property, or weapons. Rather than create a transaction with cash, Jim tells his customers he will set up a listing on eBay for a particular item at a very inflated price. See, that's exactly what we're seeing with all these $10,000 pillows. He will then send a link to the item to the client. This is called a prearranged sale. And I had heard that not just anybody could buy these items from these sites, that they had to have a special link or a special code. So that would make total sense. No one will actually buy the grossly overpriced item, and Jim's client will purchase it, sending the money through PayPal. Also, eBay gets its fees and PayPal gets its fee of 3%. Jim ships a box of rocks or some insignificant item to the client's address and no one is the wiser. Then the money goes into the account and then Jim can deliver the actual goods, whether it's drugs or weapons or whatever else. So basically that's the thing, that this is something that has been going on for a long time and everybody kind of knows about it. And the authorities know about it. People who are making these websites, who are investigating in this kind of stuff, they know that this is done. But it looks like what happened is that suddenly this came to the attention of the public, and now everyone who's laundering money on all these sites is kind of busted. But we don't know what they're laundering. It could be many different people laundering different things. Like I said, it could be any of these kind of items. We have no idea what it is. So could it be payments for trafficking? It could be. If I said before, a human person doesn't sell for $10,000. They sell for $150,000. It's possible they could make many small payments and then get a person delivered. It's possible. But on that end, all I'm saying is there's no proof that that's specifically what they're selling. But as far as I can tell from the evidence, this is black market money laundering online. That's the only very reasonable explanation. And it remains to be seen whether the companies like Wayfair themselves are aware of this and have been complicit, So I figure now that it's out in the open and everybody's aware of it, including the authorities, they're going to be looking into it. And it'll be interesting to see, how this turns out. But in my previous video, I thought maybe it was a hoax. I don't think it's a hoax anymore at all. I don't think it's a hoax. And I don't really think it's a psyop either. Because this has been going on for a long time. Some of these listings were quite old. So my first reaction was like, oh, maybe somebody put this online to make everybody go, oh, child trafficking. But I don't think so now. I think it's more just random that it was, okay, as I say random, it's like, well, nothing is ever really random, is it? Who knows? knows if it was brought to the public's attention on purpose to get us all preoccupied with that, to take our minds off all the other stuff that's been going on in America that's so completely out of control. But I don't think it's just a fabrication. I think people are really selling stuff, you know, money laundering online. And so I wanted to just give you an update. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. Thanks again for donating to me on PayPal to keep my channel going. Thank you for joining me and joining me in the chat. God bless you guys. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.